every day for a month. I just drank, you know. Then I got beat quite horrifically, got knocked out really bad. You know, it was another terrible night in the life of Phil DeFries.
I actually knew of Phil for ages when I first started doing MMA. Obviously he was like killing it and like still was killing it. So I knew of him. Originally when I first started as well, Phil started there as well, but we never crossed paths. I think I joined just as he'd left or around about the same time. Never got a chance to train with him. Then I come to TFT about 5-6 years ago. That's when I first started training with him. And like train with him day to day, then we got closer and closer now, like we're really good friends. We travel places, like go for food, we text every day. It's not just training partners, we're really good friends now. So I'd say 5-6 years know him now.
Yeah, not a true story, no.
True story.
Not authentic.
Like Phil, like when he's boxing, he's behind his shoulder a bit. It was it's good use of the Philly shell, and he thought it was called the Philly shell because he's called Phil.
Not true. It's not a true story. I will admit when the story's true. I'll come along with it.
I'd say Phil has been with me properly since before he was at KSW. I would say as his coach. He's just really good, isn't he? He works hard. You could never say that he didn't work hard. He works so hard. He works harder than anybody, to be fair. So it is fun to train Phil.
I can explain to people like training with good grapplers. Like I've trained with really good grapplers in the past where they've knocked you, they've been really good. But Phil, it's something different. It's like not just like getting crushed. It's like being crushed and not being able to do anything on the bottom. When I first started with Phil about 6 years ago, I remember it was just like mauling after mauling after mauling, like literally going home thinking, Jesus Christ, I can't even grapple a little bit, and then get knocked and knocked and knocked. It was like a slow progression of it, like maybe he's just even not getting knocked as much, and then they're like slowly, maybe he's getting to my feet once or twice. Even now, he still kills us some days, but like it needs to be done because when I've trained and fought people, none of them ever feel as good as Phil grappling, like as strong as him or as good as him. So for me, like I'll never get grappling anywhere. So it's brought my game on defensively loads and offensively. I feel like I was constantly pinching stuff off him. The stuff he's doing is really good for heavyweight grappling. He's like pinning people and he's stopping them and like not even getting up or scrambling. He's literally just killing them. So I just try and steal little bits of it now and then. And like I feel like now my offensive game's getting similar to Phil's. That's what I want to be like, be able to like get up and knock him. And be able to like date other people as well, just as good as him. That's like the goal.
He's done amazing. The fact he's still going at the highest level, it just shows how hard he does work really as well. And I know when he was younger, he had a few losses when he got to the UFC, but kind of me and him when we got to a bigger show, we got there too early. We kind of didn't have a coach or anything. It was just, and we kind of got there too early. So I feel he done his lesson learning and then kind of built on from there. Loads of stories I probably can't see on here as well.
Went to KSW. I think he fought in lockdown. It was a lockdown show. Me and Fisher travelled over to corner him.
I can't remember who Phil beat, but he won. First, I want to tell you how much of an egomaniac Phil is when we get to Poland. We'll be in the airport and they'll be like, well, somebody will shout, "Here, champ," and then Phil will turn around and think they're talking to him, but it's really just some guy talking to his kid. Kind of that happens like all the time.
After his fight, he'd won and he beat like somebody who was big in Poland, but no one really liked him. He was brought off like a hateable figure, like they didn't like him. Everyone went to watch him. He was always like talking shit, so Phil fought him and beat him. So the KSW were really happy with Phil. So he's talking to us, and it had been his birthday like 2 or 3 weeks before.
They got a message off the KSW staff saying that they were having a party upstairs if we wanted to go up. So, and it was during COVID as well, so there's nobody really anywhere. So we went up to the door, and there was a woman who was trying to get in the room. So she was like holding the door and trying to open it to get in, and it was locked. And then Phil kind of pushed her away, and he was saying, "Let the champ in, let the champ in."
So he knocked on the door, and there's like somebody opened the crack, and they're like, 2 minutes, to the Polish guy. So Phil managed to like just happy, he's like pushing his way in. So he gets there's like a big banner up and loads of balloons. And Phil just assumes they threw a party for him because he's just won and it had been his birthday. So he walks in.
There must have been about 50 people and they had like flowers, balloons and party poppers and everyone was like singing some Polish song and Phil just stood in the middle of the room like with his arms out like this.
Like just basically basking in these people. Then slowly we realise there's like a line of people and they've all got like roses and that. It looks dead weird. And I'm like looking. And then the little woman behind him who felt like sort of pushing the front, she worked for the company for some years. It was her actual birthday party, like a surprise. So he just stormed in. And Phil sort of half realised, was like this, realised it was like a happy birthday party and just slowly turned around and was like,
There's people coming over and seeing Phil, the promoters, and Mick's going, this daft cunt thought the party was for him.
This didn't happen. Like they went in there, the door was locked, and I was knocking on the door. I was like, the champ is here.
You
Kicked the door down, like knocked the girl back.
Look, watch, I'll show you the door. Watch, I'll show you exactly what it was like. They were like peeking through, like it's not. You be on the other side, fish.
There's people on the back holding the door shut, right?
The champ's here. The champ's here, and they're like peek through, and he's like.
Cut that bit. Cut that bit. Oh, well, I kind of had a bit of a rough start in life, you know, where my mother died when I was 5, and I kind of got like left in a house where like there was like no love for us, you know, like this was never wanted about, kind of like just kind of left me on devices all the time, basically just getting called worthless all the time, like a piece of crap and stuff. And then I went to school, you know, I had no self-confidence to stick up for myself. And like there, they'd be all like, you're a piece of crap too, you know. So I was getting like, you're a piece of crap thrown at me, like for like 16 hours a day, you know, till I kind of went to sleep, you know. And it just wasn't very nice, you know. It was just not very nice at all. When I first found out about kind of my father, you know, like I remember a film crew had came in to TFT, and they wanted to shoot a documentary about being an MMA fighter in the Northeast, you know. But the only demographic they cared about was diversity. They're like, oh, you need to be more diverse. We need to be more diverse. And I remembered like 3 years ago, this was like 5 years ago in itself, I think, or 4 years ago, I'd done a DNA test which showed me I was like 1% Nigerian. So I was like, oh, I'll put Fisher was like, we need to be more diverse, you know, like, but like it's hard to be diverse in a mining village in Seam. You know, everyone's welcome, it's martial arts, but it's hard to be diverse in a mining village in Seam. So I logged back on the Ancestry, whatever it was, to get this picture of like my DNA showing I was 1% Nigerian. And my brother and sister had since done DNA tests. And I went, oh, look, there's my brother and sister. And I went, half brother, half sister. And like, it just dawned on me, you know, the man had basically told us he wasn't my kid. He would like go ballistic and go, oh, I don't want you, the worst thing which ever happened to me, you know, son of mine. You know, I thought, obviously you're being treated. I always thought I was treated differently because my mother wanted another child and he didn't, so like he kind of didn't want to have us that way, you know. But kind of all dawned on us, you know, about like kind of my lineage, you know. And that was a very hard time in itself, you know. I told Fisher and Mick, and they all helped me get through it, you know. But this is the first time I'm saying it openly on camera, so you know, there you go. I'm a bastard. Once at school, you know, like it's like this probably was like the worst thing which ever happened to me, apart from like my mother's passing, you know. Cause, my father kind of like taught me to never ever stick up for myself, just kind of let people do whatever they want to do to you. I think it's because he didn't want no trouble back at the house and whatnot, so I was just conditioned to let people do whatever they liked, you know. So at school they would take the mick a little bit, take the piss, call me names, assault me, you know. And one time, this was like terrible, you know, like I was just playing with friends, and like they come like a group of 10 of them, like come from like a year older kids at school, and they like basically kidnapped me and like beat me up and like maybe doing baths and stuff, and like basically fucking tortured me for like 90 minutes. And I remember I saw my dad come round the corner, you know, and I thought, oh, there's my dad, you know, I want to get saved, there's my dad. And he just put his fucking head down and walked around the corners, left us for these fucking animals, fucking torturing us for fucking 90 minutes, you know. So basically after that happened, you know, I was like, I kind of developed like a very bad anxiety syndrome. I think I always had it to begin with, but I kind of developed some agoraphobia as well. I was just kind of terrified of everything, you know. And I thought, you know, Phil, this has to stop, you know. I was like thinking about killing myself. I thought, you know, I'll start martial arts, you know, and I can maybe like fend off the bullies a bit, you know, and ended up working, you know. So the reason I got into it, you know, I've been a success as a martial artist, if you think about it like that. For the first like 3 or 4 years, I was literally the worst martial artist in the history of the world, you know. I was just terrible, and it all kind of came together for us, you know. But I always had the anxiety even through my UFC career, you know, but I was always stubborn enough to never give up, you know. I always had it to an extent when I was a boy. So like I didn't even realise there was an issue. It definitely became worse when I was kidnapped and assaulted. But it was just something it was always with us, so I didn't know it was an issue. I thought this was like kind of I thought this was life. I thought this was my life experience, you know. And in the UFC, you know, like they I fought some killers, mind, but at all the fights I lost because I bottled it, you know. I would look at the bookies and I would look at the opponent, you know, like Stipe and things. Like I came in like 5-1 underdog, and I was like, well, the bookies know what's going to happen. The bookies know, and so I was just beat before I went in, you know. The same with Matt and Todd, you know. So I believed I was going to lose, you know, and that's what happens if you believe you're going to lose. But in the gym, I wasn't performing as well as I am now because of the anxiety and stuff. But I've always been a killer in the gym, you know. We had some big names in Alliance. We had like Phil Davis, we had Gustafsson, and I was pulling my weight with them. But when it came to time to fight, I would just bottle it and no self-belief, you know, and just the anxiety was a killer. I remember when I would walk to the cage, it was like walking the Green Mile. I thought, you know, I'm walking towards my death, you know, so I didn't perform, you know. After I had to go back to work and stuff, I got cut from the UFC, I went back to work, and I still had this terrible anxiety, and I went back to the local scene. And I took a loss, but I really shouldn't have took against a guy who like I should have beat, you know. But even before that, I'd kind of started engaging in like kind of unhealthy practices with like drink and drugs. And before me fight in the local scene, I lost. Every day for a month I just drank, you know. Then I got beat quite horrifically, got knocked out really bad, you know. It was another terrible night in the life of Phil DeFries. I got knocked clean out, and I was just in the backstage crying, you know. Mother got my lass out, I was just crying. I thought my life's over, you know, my career's over. It was just terrible. I mean, people were warming up to do their fight, and like I was, you know, I was quite well known, just crying my eyes out, you know, like worst moment of my life. I must have been thinking, I wish this guy would clear off, you know. But after that, you know, really hit the drink, you know, really bad, you know. I was drinking every single night, you know. But I still had friends fighting, so I would get home from work. And, you know, I worked as a drug and alcohol counsellor. Like, they were totally, they were totally unaware. I was getting home 5 o'clock, boom, bottle of wine, 8 cans, smoking cigarettes. But my friend James Mulheaven was still fighting, so we used to get up at 6 in the morning and train. So I'd get up, brush my teeth, energy drink, boom, go spar with James, brush my teeth again, straight to work, advising people about the dangers of alcohol, you know, while I was a full-grown alcoholic. But my mental health really started to slide then, you know. I was always, I had to check the door was locked. I would check the door if it was locked, or the door's locked. I would walk 5 steps and I go, is the door locked? Go check it again. Oh, the door's locked. Then I go, is the back door locked? I have to go in, do it. And sometimes I'd be at work and I'd be like, I have to go home, check the door's locked. They'd be like, Phil, you're always doing this. I was like, I have to go back. I got some really funny, crazy stuff, you know, like I was obsessed. People were going to steal my dog. So I had to get a camera installed, a CCTV camera onto my phone, so I could look at my dog in the bedroom when I was out, you know. And like some of my friends and my girlfriend, my now wife, was like, Phil, like this is not normal behaviour, you know. So I ended up Googling irrational fear of everything, you know. And anxiety came up, and I thought, oh, I've heard of that anxiety, you know. I was like, that's what you've got. You've clearly got this issue, you know. So I went to the doctor, and I got prescribed some pills. And like magic, you know, after the pills would take 3 months to work. The anxiety was gone. I was like cured, you know. And I was very lucky, you know, because of everyone who messes with me with anxiety, I always say, get these pills. I don't anymore. I say, get these pills. They'll fix you. They fixed me, and they haven't worked to anyone I've advised them to get, you know. But for me, luckily, it fixed us, and I've been on this big tear ever since, you know. Well, you know, I really enjoy the process, you know. I've got the best team around us we've ever had, you know. I've got the best friends around us we've ever had, you know, like, well, Fish is very modest, you know, he hates this story. When I was like a full-blown drunk, Fisher was like, Phil, look, mate, you could do well out of this, you know, like, you're good, just you get together, you don't have to pay us anything, you know, and I'll train you for nothing and get you back on track. And so we did, you know, like, and I only started paying him, and like, I think I would give him a couple £100, but for like the first 3 years Fisher was training us, he didn't want anything off us, you know. So like, he really looked after us, you know. We've got the best team ever. We've got Big Mick, you know, best man at my wedding. I'm like, I'm the happiest I've ever been with these guys, you know, and I enjoy the process. And you know, I'm not scared to lose. When you're fighting people this dangerous, it's possible to lose, you know, but I've got other things in my life. I've got like my good friends. I've got my lovely family, you know. So even if I do lose, I can still be happy, you know. I mean, Darko's a great fighter, you know. I really like the man, you know. He's fantastic. He's very dangerous with his punches, but I think I kind of soundly beat him last time, and I think I've improved a lot since then as well, you know. So I think, I think I'm just going to approach it differently. I'd like Fisher's trained me better, the gym's better, everything's in my favour, you know. So I think I'll get the finish a lot earlier than round 5 this time. In the UK, you can watch me on the KSW app, and it's November 16th, De Vries versus Stozic.